Hey guys, this is Dwayne with Enfurio again, where we teach you how to build your retirement account by following along with the moves that I make in the market and learning our powerful power of one risk management strategy. And while we do that, we're also working on finding a cure for my little girl. She has a rare genetic mutation. So if you're interested in learning more about Enfurio and the services that we provide, go down in the description of the video and there's more information there. First things first, I want you guys to smash the like button, subscribe to our channel. But today we are going to analyze a cryptocurrency called Dero. This is actually a request that I received, and they asked me if I would analyze Dero. So let's get into it. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. We're going to take a look at Dero. So I'm going to go to CoinMarketCap, and I'm going to type in D-E-R-O, Dero. Let's take a look at it. First of all, let's take a look at Dero and let's look exactly what it is Dero does. You know, I was kind of looking over this coin, and it's an interesting coin. I think it has some really good fundamentals to it, and then we'll do a technical analysis on it. Let's first of all, let's go to the website. Let's just take a peek at the website, learn a little bit about Dero. It says Dero is a general purpose private and scalable decentralized application platform that allows developers to deploy powerful and unstoppable applications while users retain control over their assets with complete privacy. So it looks like it's a privacy coin in the DeFi market. And it talks a little bit of information about it. One thing that I'm not a really big fan of, you know, to the average person is sometimes when you go read about these coins, if you're not up to speed on the functionality of blockchain and the programming lingo, it's hard to read. For instance, it says here, Dero is homomorphically encrypted protocol. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't have any clue what a homomorphically encrypted protocol is. But Dero is a homomorphically encrypted protocol that can serve individuals and businesses worldwide with fast and anonymous transactions, smart contract, and service model. Dero has been developed from scratch in Golang. See, I don't even know what Golang is, and is being actively developed by the original developers. It is not a fork of any other coin. You know, that's one thing that I personally dislike about, you know, some of these coins that come out. They use these big words, and the average person, I mean, unless you go really research what those words mean, the average person is not going to understand the lingo right off the bat. Account balances and data are never decrypted by the blockchain. That's a very good thing. Only account owners can decrypt and access their data. Welcome to a new data privacy paradigm. So it looks like it is, it's a privacy coin. It's a privacy coin that uses homomorphic encryption. Good luck at knowing what homomorphic encryption is. But it looks interesting. They've got a nice looking website. It looks like they've really spent some time putting this together. And, you know, I'm a huge proponent of privacy coins. So I like what I see overall. If you want to read some more on the website, you can go to CoinMarketCap. And the website's listed there. It's Dero.io, Dero.io, and you can read more about the coin here. There's also an about section here on CoinMarketCap, and I'm just going to read this real quick. What is Dero? This says that Dero is the first crypto project to combine a proof of work blockchain with a DAG block structure and wholly anonymous transactions. It aims to be a revolutionary improvement from existing privacy coins like Monero or Zcash. Dero intends to do that by combining the best of both consensus mechanisms. Its implementation builds out a main chain from the DAG network of blocks, which refers to main blocks and side blocks. Side blocks contribute to chain proof of work security, making traditional 51% attacks impossible. In contrast to traditional blockchains, Dero considers the transaction as the smallest unit of computation, not the block. Therefore, blocks on Dero can contain duplicate or double spin transactions, but these are filtered by the client protocol and ignored by the network. In plain English, Dero supposedly manages to combine the security and decentralization of a proof of work blockchain with the scalability and transaction speed of DAG technology. Dero's goal is a blockchain network that can serve businesses and individuals worldwide and support secure, fast, and anonymous transactions and smart contract execution. So I'm glad they gave it to us in plain English, although, I still don't know exactly what DAG technology is, and I don't think most of the masses are going to know what DAG technology is if you ask them. But it's an interesting project. There's some more questions here. If you want to go to CoinMarketCap and read them, you can. Some interesting things about Dero. I do like the fact that it is a privacy coin, and it looks to be operating in the DeFi market. So let's take a look at this chart. Let's analyze the trade. Let's kind of see where this can go. If we look, the first thing I want to look at on the technicals is the number of coins, the volume, all those good things. So if we look right here, we can see that the max supply is 21 million. It's actually the same max supply as Bitcoin, so it's got a fairly low supply. The total supply in circulation right now is 18.4 million, and the current market cap is $81 million. 81 million. The current market cap basically is the current price times the total supply. So that'll give you the market cap. Whatever the total circulating supply is times the current price, that's going to give you the market cap. The fully diluted market cap would be the total supply multiplied by the current price. So if you take the total supply, coins in circulation and coins yet to be in circulation, you multiply it by the current price, and it's going to tell you what the fully diluted market cap is, which is 126 million. If we look here, it looks like about 64.5% of their coins are currently in circulation. Around 64.5% of their coins are currently in circulation. But if we look, one thing that stands out big to me, and I know, guys, I want you guys to listen to me, not just on Dero. I know how easy it is to get caught up in the hype. But I'm going to show you a really easy way to recognize if you're getting caught in the hype or if it's actually a good entry point from a technical standpoint. Of course, you want to look at the fundamentals, make sure it's a good project. But as long as it looks like it's a good project, from the technical standpoint, I'm going to show you how to recognize if it's a good entry point. And there's one thing that stands out to me like a sore thumb with Dero. Dero's volume is $110,000. That's their 24-hour, that's their daily volume. Or a little over $100,000. And in fact, if you go back through the chart, $100,000, $200,000, that's a pretty good average volume for Dero. In fact, if we go back here, we can look. I'll just go to this year chart and let's just take a look at the volume. So we're looking at the 24-hour volume. There's 165,000. There's 360,000, 150,000. 300,000, They're dropped down to 80,000. I saw 74,000. There's 100,000 again. Just kind of scrolling back through here. 158,000. There's 400,000, 600,000 there. 200,000, 500,000. So if you scroll back through, you know, 200,000, 300,000 is pretty typical. 200,000, 300,000 is pretty typical daily volume for Dero. And the past 24 hours, it's been 110,000. Here's the problem. The market cap is 81 million. 81 million. What is that? Just out of curiosity. If we take, let's just take a look on the calculator and see how many times that is. If we take 81 million and we divide it by 110,000, that's 736 times. Guys, the market cap right now on Dero is over 700 times more than the daily volume. That is not good from a technical standpoint. I'm just going to tell you that now. Generally, what you really like to see is you like to see the market cap be within 10 times the daily volume. Now, for some other well-established coins, like coins that have been out a little longer and they've got the trust built up and they've been trading a while, I'm talking about your Bitcoins, your Bitcoin Cashes, your Zcashes, your Moneros, your, you know, those more well-established coins, the market cap can be a little higher in the ratio. It may be 20 or 30 times the volume, and that's fine because they've established the trust factor, and so it can be, you know, that multiple can be a little higher for them. But on a newer coin, you really like to see it within 10 times, the market cap within 10 times the daily volume. You definitely do not want to see it within, you know, you definitely don't want to see it over 700 times the daily volume. So that, from a technical standpoint, not question the fundamentals of the coin, but from a technical standpoint, no matter what you're analyzing, that should always instantly draw a red flag, okay? If the market cap versus the daily volume is blown way out of proportion, then you've got to realize one of two things has to happen. Either it's got to get a heck of a lot more daily volume very quickly, or the price has to come down to meet the actual demand. And many cases, you know, it's a meet in the middle somewhere. But knowing that the daily volume is literally over 700 times, or the market cap is literally over 700 times the daily volume right now, we've got to keep that in mind. We have to be cognizant of that when we analyze this trade. So let's go take a look at the chart. I'm going to go ahead and turn this into candlesticks for you. And this is using a trading view chart. I'm going to go to the all chart. If we look, it looks like Dero came out in around 2018, around 2018. In fact, I want to see what the daily volume was when it first came out. Let's take a look what the daily volume was when it first came out in 2018. It looks like the daily volume was 45,000, 50,000, 26,000, 83,000. So the daily volume really isn't much different than what it was back then. 30,000. It's a little bit more. It's in the range of about 100 to 300,000. But you know, it's not a whole heck of a lot more in the scheme of things. Here it looks like the daily volume was around 800,000 that day. And then we see at its high point, the daily volume went to around $4 million at one point, okay? I know there was one point in here, I saw the daily volume right there, around $4 million, $4.228 million. So, you know, around that 100,000 to 300,000 dollar mark for the daily volume, the current daily volume is pretty consistent. If we take that times 10, that would put this market cap somewhere between $2 to $3 million. Not 81 million, but $2 to $3 million would probably be a proper valuation for the market cap of the coin. Now, understand that 10 times ratio, if you get into a brand new coin that's got technology and they haven't got the volume established yet, they're working on development, working on the project, whatever the case may be, that's fine if that market cap is a few $1 million. It's fine for that market cap to be a few million. Why? Because nobody really knows what they have yet. The word hasn't fully gotten out. But you definitely don't want to see that daily volume set stagnant and that market cap balloon way up. That's never a good thing. So let's take a look at the candlesticks here. Let's take a look at the chart. The one thing that I teach first is what I call the general consensus wave. And what the general consensus wave is, it's a drive up, a drive down, a second drive up, a second drive down that's lower than the first drive. And then a lot of times it'll try to come back up one more time, slam down, and then it'll come back up for that third drive up. Not always. Sometimes it'll go one drive up, one drive down, two drive up. Second drive will come lower, and then it'll go higher right there, at that moment. But a lot of times it'll drop below that first drive down, come back up a little bit, and then drop again before making its way up. So let's kind of look at where we could be playing a general consensus drive. You see one here, drive up, drive down, second drive up. Well, the second drive down would be lower than this. We've blew past there. So we know that's not the general consensus wave. We look right here, drive up, drive down, second drive up. The second drive down is lower than the first drive. You push up and then you push down one more time. And then would you go up the rest of the way? Well, we know that's probably not the case because the market cap is so much more than the daily volume. So this is probably going to come down further. If we look here as the general consensus drive up, drive down, you got your second drive up, and your second drive down would be lower than this point. I think that's probably more logical to see this maybe come up. It'll float here a little bit, maybe go up just a little bit, dump off. It'll come down, probably push back up one more time, and then come down just a little bit more before building up its volume to make its next run up. So if I'm analyzing this right now, the entry point that I would pick out, if you notice, there's these peaks down here where it has not came back to. Here, there's some little red candlesticks here. And if we take a look at what those are, if we take a look at what those little red candlesticks are, that's around $1.50 all the way down here to around, let's see if I can zoom in, top of this candlestick right here, all the way down here to around 55-60 cents. So I would say around 60 cents to $1 would be a fairly good range. Let's take a look at what that market cap would be. If it was $1, well, it would be 18.4 million is what the market cap would be, because it would be 18.4 million coins times $1. That's easy to figure. That still doesn't jive with that 2 to 3 million market cap, although, maybe they get some traction and they have more wallets. There's more awareness, more people who have Dero. So the volume increases in that time frame. Maybe the volume increases to you know, 1 million to 2 million instead of 100,000 to 300,000. That's a possibility. If we look, if this went to around 50 cents, the market cap would be around $9 million. So if we figure that the market cap comes down, but also the daily volume comes up and they meet in the middle somewhere, I would say around that 60-cent range is a really good place, a really good entry point, long-term entry point for Dero, in my opinion. I think it comes all the way back down here. I don't think it does it all at once. Keep in mind, you've got these peaks here. It's going to bounce off of these peaks. It's going to come down. It's going to bounce up a little bit. It's going to come back down, kind of do this number, and then finally come down. So it's, you know, it's got some wiggle room probably before making that big drop. But I definitely would not look to be taking a huge position in Dero at this time. You know, one thing I notice is, yeah, you have these 3 descending peaks. This one's a little too high to be a descending peak, but you could call this a descending peak. You come down, hit the bottom, and then you come back up here above this second descending peak. Yeah, that's a possibility up here around the $17.50 range. But again, we have to look at the market cap versus the daily volume. And I just don't see that happening before it comes down. This will be a great exit point in the future. So, you know, when you see a chance to get in here, maybe you get it, pick some up a little bit at $1. It comes down to around 60 cents. You pick the rest of it up and you wait there, and you wait for it to come back up here to this 17.5. Yeah, that's probably a good exit point in the future. But as of right now, if I'm looking at this, I just don't see an entry point at this time. I mean, if you look, it's already pushed all the way down on the month chart. It's already come back to all these red candlesticks. It's touched them. And now, you know, it's trying to fight off that resistance. But again, the daily volume isn't even close to the market cap. So it's probably not going to fight through that resistance. If we look at the 7-day chart, it might come down here to around $5.89. But when it goes back up, I mean, it's probably only going to go up to around maybe $6. So it's not like there's a lot of wiggle room to be able to get in at that point either. And I look at the year chart. We look at the year chart, you might be able to get in. You might be able to get a little profit around 410. It may go up to around 420 to 440. I mean, there's really not that much wiggle room. There's just not that much wiggle room. You know, I would be waiting and looking to buy this down at around 60 cents to $1. That's where I would be scaling in with my volume. So I hope that helps you out. That is my analysis on Dero. It certainly looks like an interesting coin. I do think it has a lot of potential being a privacy coin, but I just don't feel like the entry point, the big entry point, is just right yet from a technical standpoint. So with that, remember, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in the services that Enfurio provides, read this description in the video, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.